And sometimes life is really lifing. Welcome friends to FYF Fridays, a show where we talk about random topics that my friends, my family, and even strangers on the internet have sent in. Alrighty, Simon. Simon Says is a game that I learned when I moved overseas. Essentially, Simon yells a command at you and you do it. It's very confusing because why is Simon yelling at me? And by the end of this, I learned his name's not even Simon. Identity theft is not a joke. But yeah, stick with me on this one. Can we get to it? The second episode is called Simon Says, Do Your Best-ish. Here's the thing. In the game, we're so used to waiting for Simon to tell us what to do. That's how motivation works for a lot of us. We would wait for some loud or clear signal to go after our goal, to get the laundry going. Now, I don't know if you can hear, but my dryer is actually going right now, so sorry. To start your fitness journey, to book that appointment you've been avoiding. Sometimes Simon doesn't even really yell. Sometimes he whispers your why, your purpose. It's so quiet that you have to train yourself to hear it. And that's what this episode is all about. Learning to listen to your own quiet Simon. How to act when no one's telling you what to do, and how to do your best-ish without waiting for external permission from your mom or even your friends telling you to get up and get it. You know, it's funny when you think about it, why we really wait to start something. It's rarely because we're lazy. For the longest time, that's what I thought, that I was just lazy. And I want you to challenge that narrative when it comes up and really ask yourself, where is that coming from? Is that how you feel about yourself? Do we just get overwhelmed by our goals? And sometimes life is really lifing. And things are happening and you just freeze. There is also this thing called functional freeze, a stress response where a person continues daily activities and appears outwardly functional but feels internally numb, disconnected, and emotionally shut down. Symptoms may include emotional numbness, fatigue, and dissociation. Does this sound familiar? We look at where we are and we look at where we want to be. Feels like there's this big gap. Like, how am I supposed to bridge that? And instead of taking one small step, we freeze. And then we wait, and then we tell ourselves we're not ready yet. Most of the time, it's the fear of failing, the fear of being seen trying and not getting it right the first time. I remember back in elementary school, I used to have this one teacher, and she used to yell at everybody when the class didn't understand what she was teaching. I can still see her face, angry and frustrated, and she had this stick that she would whip and it would hit the chalkboard. That really stuck with me, and it made me feel like getting something wrong meant that you were wrong. And there's also this thing called perfectionism, that little, and I say little now because it used to be big, it's that little voice that says, once I have everything figured out, then I'll start. But the truth is, then doesn't always happen. Oh, my laundry's done. And then what now? Does it mean you'll never start? We don't even know what the first step is. That's exactly what's keeping us stuck. So yes, friends, and even you, strangers on the internet, if waiting isn't the answer, then what are we supposed to do instead? What you can do is start building these little ecosystems that makes it easier for you to start, even on the days that you don't want to, because motivation fades. I know what my week looks like. I know which days I train. I know which days I have dance class. I know that laundry day is, well, because of the holidays, it's today. I've also learned to be curious. I used to put a lot of pressure on me when I would try something new, to the point that I didn't really try because I was scared to fail. But I realized that nobody really gets it right away. There was a time where I was burnt out, that I didn't train for months, and my friend invited me to go for a walk with her. Eventually that walk turned into me feeling good in my body and getting out of the funk that I started training. My body was literally telling me more of this, please. That was enough for me to get back into it. Well, baby steps into training. I would tell a friend what I was working on, not because I needed accountability, but because I was just so excited and I wanted to share it. Although a little disclaimer here, I would just be careful with that one, because your brain does this thing where if you talk about your plans too much, kind of tricks you into thinking that you've done the thing even though you haven't. So yeah, the goal isn't to be perfect. It's doing things because you said you would, not because someone told you to. I stopped relying on motivation years ago when I realized that it's not always gonna be there, and that if I don't show up, then how am I gonna achieve my goals? No one's really gonna do it for me. Eventually, that's where you build self-trust. Now that you got your little systems in place, this is the part that everybody forgets about, which is actually doing the thing, where we expect instant results like that. I always think about it as a kid learning how to walk. They try to stand stand up, they fumble, and sometimes they're super wobbly. You gotta watch out for them. And one day they just get up and do the thing, and now they're walking. To be fair though, their environment often cheered them on. Maybe that's also what's changed. Your environment doesn't cheer you on anymore when you're trying something new, because now your environment's giving you side eye. So many videos of me when I started my boxing journey. When I tell you I was moving so awkwardly, after my coach, I have videos of my coach laughing at me because I'm pretty sure I confused my 1 and my 2. But you know, he promised me that if I just put in the work, I will see the results that I want. And that's what I learned, is that your efforts still count, even when it's not perfect. Because when I really did start training at that gym, life just looked a lot differently than what it does now. Even if I could only give the 50% or the 60%, then that was enough for me. You don't have to give 100% every single time. I'm very lucky because I have people that cheer me on in all my shenanigans. They were very patient with me when I couldn't even show up for myself, and doing what you can with what you got, whatever that is. Trust that that's enough to move you forward. And always remember that things come in seasons. There's a season for planning, then the planting, and you have to be patient for this specific period because you might not see any movement around this time. And then one day you'll just see all the flowers bloom. How proud you are of you for actually putting in the work. So be kind to yourself when it's not your day, and be so proud of you because you're still choosing to try again tomorrow. So if this episode gave you a little nudge or it made you feel a little bit more seen, I hope you share it with somebody that might need the same reminder. Tag me, message me, tell me what your best-ish look like this week. I genuinely want to know. And if you haven't already, this episode is part of my Fuck Yeah Friday series, the show where we talk about random things because fuck yes, it's Friday. Keep doing your best-ish. Simon says so anyways. I love you and goodbye.